Hello everyone, it's Alex. Thank you guys so much for tuning in today. So today I have a video that kind of sparked through all this declutter that I've been doing. I don't know, I already did one where I recapped my palettes that I survived the first time around, that I did the second time. I'll link it up in the iCard if you're interested in that. And then I figured, you know what? A lot of my interests have changed throughout the years of what I'd liked to purchase, because I haven't been buying anything lately. So I was curious to see what type of product specifically, as you guys can see from the title, survived my declutter. So I'm going to share with you guys my drugstore products that survived the blush, highlighter, and bronzer collection, because those are the things that tend to go first, and I noticed that. So that's why I no longer buy drugstore makeup, because I seem to get rid of that faster than anything without giving it a chance. So I stopped that completely. So anyway, before I get into the products, if you're new to my channel, welcome to the familia. My name is Alejandra. I'm an eyeshadow enthusiast with a dash of project pan. If that is something that interests you, subscribe, join us. And now without further ado, let's get on with my basket. All right, like I mentioned, I think when I officially decided to no longer go down the path of buying the newest release and constantly reviewing it and overwhelming myself with makeup, that was around at the end of 2015 into 2016. And I went cold turkey in 2016 and stopped buying makeup at the drugstore completely. I would on a daily basis visit Rite Aids, Walgreens, CVS's every day after work to try to grab the latest release to review for you guys, and that officially stopped cold turkey in 2016. I remember getting all those emails constantly. I mean, I was at the top of the top when it comes to all the tiers at CVS and Walgreens and getting all the coupons and things. They no longer send me coupons because I just don't buy any drugstore makeup anymore. It's very rare to find me anymore at the pharmacy buying makeup. That is not to say that things have not interested me at the drugstore. It's just I realized that when it comes to I need to make room in my collection, drugstore makeup seems to leave fast. Real quick without thinking about it twice. So with my declutter that I did for my blushes, highlighters, and bronzers, I was curious, even myself, how much did I save when it came to drugstore? Now these products you can actually find at the drugstore, Target, Walmart. And there's a few things in here that I think, correct me if I'm wrong, my Canadians, that you can find at a drugstore in Canada. Not so much at the US, but in Canada. And I think that they are drugstore. I don't think that they are high end. So I'm going to share it with you guys today. All right, so I'm going to start out with bronzers. Now with bronzers, it has been about 2 or even 3 years since I have purchased or owned a bronzer at the drugstore. I have not. I still don't own a bronzer at the drugstore. I have found that the last bronzer that I purchased was the Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer, and the scent was just way too much for me that I stopped. After that, I was like, you know what? I am done trying to find a good drugstore bronzer. Just stick to high-end, Alex. That's what you like. That's what you enjoy. Oh well. So I haven't had a drugstore bronzer in about 2 to 3 years. Any that I've ever had have been decluttered or used up, because I have used up quite a few from the drugstore. But I don't even have any to share with you guys today, because I never even started with any before even the declutter happened. But I do have some blushes, and I'm surprised at myself. I really am, because you're going to see here that I have a lot more of one category than another. So I'm going to start out with the blushes. For blushes, you guys, you saw how many blushes I had started out with. If you haven't seen the declutters, I'll link it up in the iCards, because I'm sure you guys will probably want to sit back and enjoy that. But for that declutter, I had quite a few blushes from the drugstore, and I ended up solely and only these 3. These are the only 3 drugstore blushes that I own at the moment. That is it. And I don't plan on decluttering these, because I think these 3 are my favorite colors. This is my favorite formula at the drugstore. I have found out that when it comes to me, because I have oily skin, blushes go the quickest. They're gone unless it is a high-end blush or from Milani. They do not last on me. Within a few hours, I don't see a blush on me anymore. All I see is my bronzer and highlighter mix. That's it. I've proven it over and over. It's just my skin is oily and it just eats it up, which is fine. So I started to gravitate towards the higher end. Milani has always been the one brand that has always stuck and stayed on my skin and has never faded. So the 3 shades that I actually ended up keeping was Luminoso.
Luminoso, I don't know why I said it that way.
She is the OG. At this point, I am almost 99.9% certain this is my oldest blush in my whole entire collection. This right here is my oldest blush. She actually broke out of her shell. So I have a magnet and I keep her in a magnetic pan, but I still keep this. I do want to use her up. My goal is to use her up within the year because she is getting older and she is my oldest blush at the moment. My fear is though, I want to buy the new Luminoso to compare because this is legit the OG one, the one with no glitter, the one that I absolutely love. So I want to compare before I use it up just to make sure that it's still the right formula. The other two that I share or that I kept is Berry Amore, which is more of the darker berry shade, as you guys can see here. Has a tinge of mauve to it, but not much. It's really, really pretty. I really enjoy it. Let me try to swatch some for you guys then. So that way you guys can see this. Here is Berry Amore. You guys know what Luminoso looks like, so I ain't gonna bother with that. The third one is Rose D'Oro. That's it, or D'Oro. So this one has a lot more rosy gold tone to it. So I have worn these on my skin. I have really liked them. They don't have a lot of sparkle to them. See how this one's more brown based and this one's more berry based. So I found that these were going to be the ones that I use, the ones that are going to last on my skin, and the ones that I would enjoy wearing. They just last on me. So these are the only 3 blushes that lasted throughout this whole entire declutter that are drugstore. Now let's move on to highlighters. Highlighters is a whole different story. And let me roll up my sleeves because we got a whole basket full. Now highlighters, I didn't declutter too much. Highlighters, I feel like it's very hard for me to let go of, even though I'm pretty sure I have a bunch of one shade or another. It's just the formulas are really, really good, and I love to use them all over my body as well, so I always have fun with them. So I'm going to share with you guys all the ones that I have here. So I'm going to try to make this quick because I don't want to bore you guys. So I ended up keeping 3 of my Wet n Wild ones. I have Blossom Glow, which is more of the pinky shade one. Let me swatch this one. This one's really pretty. I do like how it looks on my skin. And again, all of these I've worn on my skin, so I know. This one is probably one of my older highlighters from the drugstore. It might be the oldest highlighter at the drugstore that I have. This is Precious Petals, and I really do like this one. This was the first one that they came out with, and it's still my favorite one out of all of them. It just looks so pretty. And then the other one is Blossom Time, which I'm pretty sure Lisa purchased and gave me for my birthday or for Christmas. But this one's so pretty. This is more like a peachy type of highlighter. So you guys can see they're very distinct from one another, but they're very, very pretty. These are the 3 that I have found the formula is consistent, the same, smooth, and looks beautiful on the skin. There are other ones that I own that I have decluttered since. The formula doesn't seem to be the same. The next 3 that I want to share with you guys is these duos right here. So obviously the first ones are the Pixie ones. I will never let go of these. These are amazing. So this one is Delicate Dew, which is more of the pinky shade and then the bronzy shade. You guys can see it right there. It's gorgeous. These are so beautiful. And then the other one is Subtle Sunrise. I love these. These are one of my top favorite. I think I love these more than the Wet n Wild ones. If I were to choose, I love these more than the Wet n Wild ones. And then this one Lisa gifted to me. This is by Quo, and it's supposed to be a dupe of it. I find, let me double check, but I think, yeah. I find that the formula for the Pixie ones are a little bit more of a softer formula than these, but not by much. It's not like a drastic change. But you guys can see, here's both of them swatched, and they're both very, very similar. So you're not missing out if you did not or could not get these in Canada. If you could find the Quo one like this, I don't know if this is permanent or not, but this one is really, really pretty. The only difference, again, is the feeling of it. This is a little bit more smoother than this one, but unless you're really concentrating on realizing that, you won't notice it because it is a very, very beautiful. I love this one too. It's just that this one kind of, I have to mix both of them together because this is very, very white based and it doesn't look right on me. So I mix both of them together to get a nice champagne-y type of look. All right, so now the last collection that I have, as you guys can see, I kept collections. That's how I am. don't have one or two. So Wet n Wild, Pixie Quo, and then the last bit of highlighters that I kept from the drugstore are the Maybelline ones. These are to die for. These are amazing. Now there's two that I want to share with you guys that you can only find in Canada. And it's such a shame because I love it. First, the packaging. Look at the packaging. They're a lot thinner than your typical ones. These are the ones in US. These are the ones from Canada. Don't ask me why they did that, but they did. The two that are only in Canada is Sandstone Shimmer, which is this one right here. It is stunning. I love these. I don't know why they did not bring these to the US because these are so beautiful. I love this one. Look, it's almost like my skin tone. It's right up there on my knuckles. See it? So beautiful. The other one is called Diamond Glow, and this one is the lighter one. Look at that. So there are the two right there that are from Canada. See how this Diamond Glow is a lot lighter than this one? This is like my skin tone. Amazing. I love Sandstone. Sandstone, if I were to pick one of the two, Sandstone's my favorite. One came from Lisa, one came from Drea, and I could not be more grateful. The women are amazing. They know their stuff. I love these. Absolutely love these. The other one that came from Lisa, and this was limited edition, is this one. This is the Knockout one. Oh my word. This one is so beautiful on the skin. And in the summertime, even better. It's like this lilac. It reminds me of Becca Lilac Geode, I think it is. It's a lilac with peach to it. It's so unique. It has this shift that's like a pinky gold peachy type. Oh, I love this one. It is so beautiful. I'm so happy that Lisa purchased this and gave it to me. I love it. I love it. Love this one. I know this was limited edition. It's no longer available, but it's stunning. And then the last two I have is your pink one, which is the Molten Rose Gold. I love this one. And then Molten Gold, which I haven't used too much because I always forget about it, but it is gorgeous, especially in the summertime. I can't wear this in the winter. There's no way. This is too yellow gold for me in the winter, but in the summer it is stunning. And then this one is just one of my favorite pinks. As you guys can see, I use a ton of it. Rose gold. Oh, so pretty. Look at that. It is so pretty. If you like that intensity, these are your highlighters. They're amazing. These are a lot thicker in formula than I would say the Pixie and the Quo are. So it depends on what you like. That's the formula you'll get. Obviously, depending on what you like on your skin, the brushes that you use, that's the intensity you're going to get if you're going to wet these. These are all beautiful. There is not one in here that I would get rid of. These are my favorite highlighters at the drugstore at the moment. I don't own any other ones. They're amazing. And then these are my blushes. That's it, you guys. Everything else is high-end or luxury makeup that I own. So bronzers, it's all high-end. I don't even think I have luxury ones. My blushes, I have high-end and luxury, as well as highlighters, I have high-end luxury. It's what I like. It's what I've been gravitating towards, and it's just because I do. I don't know what it is, but I always declutter my drugstore stuff a lot faster than I do my high-end stuff. And I don't know if it's because it costs me more that I don't feel as bad, but so I just stopped buying drugstore things. These things, if you saw, a lot of these were gifted to me just because I don't go out and buy them myself, but I love them. And I'm so happy that they were gifted to me because obviously they have stayed for quite a while and will continue to stay until I use them up. The thing is, when I decluttered, and this is the one main thing I've always said, is if I can't see myself pan something, it goes. And every single thing in this basket, I can see myself fully pan and use up and be happy and content with it. And that's my goal. I don't do the whole Marie Kondo thing. I did my own thing. If I can't see myself pan it, it's gotta go. I guess that's my joy. I don't know. So thank you guys so much for watching. I'll put more videos right over here and link all of these down in the description box. Until then, bye guys.